In recent news, Pxie has recently claimed that she'll be taking legal action against Destiny on the federal level over revealing photographs of her online. Now, I did a full coverage and in-depth for this full story in my last video, so if you want the full info, I'd recommend watching that video. The link is in the description or at the end of this video. In today's video, Destiny responds to the allegations in a Reddit post, and I recommend listening to Destiny's side as I've put the screenshots in line with his response throughout this video. Here is Destiny's full response.
Sometime in November, extremely sensitive and personal material of mine was leaked. This affected not only me but many people in my life. I want to be clear. The leak happened without my knowledge, consent, or authorization. I never had an intention for any of these images to be published. I haven't spoken out publicly regarding this situation for a few reasons. I am actively pursuing criminal and civil litigation on these matters against multiple parties. Speaking publicly about these materials brings more attention to them, which harms all of the victims involved. I've been trying to move on from covering drama content, as it has had an increasingly negative impact on those in my life. One person involved has expressed suicidal thoughts in relation to the matter, and I did not want to exacerbate the situation by talking about it publicly. Because there are now multiple parties involved in litigation, it is unlikely I'll be able to answer any questions until pending litigation has been resolved. That said, though I am limited in what I can say, it is important that people know about my recent communications with and regarding Pxie, someone who I was friends with and collaborated with on many occasions. Since the leaks were first circulated, Pxie had stressed to me that keeping things out of the public eye was important to her. November 30th, December 2nd, December 3rd. I've always said I would do my best not to confirm or publicize anything, and I kept my word. On December 11th, I received a message from a mutual acquaintance named Lauren Hayden, known online as Lauren De Laguna, who has a legal background. Lauren has had a negative sentiment toward me after I rejected her romantic advances earlier in the year. I understand that she has organized the fundraiser to support Pxie's lawsuit against me, and assume that she's been counseling Pxie on how to proceed. That same day, I received a message from Pxie, where she suggested she would create a post about me that would go live after she committed. This concerned me greatly. I genuinely believe that she was still in mental anguish following the leak weeks earlier. I responded in earnest, doing what I could to reassure her and letting her know that she had every right to pursue a legal course of action. At no stage did I try to convince her otherwise. This was a highly emotionally volatile time, and my main concern was her well-being. A few hours later, I messaged a mutual friend, StraighterAid, who I knew to be particularly close with Pxie. We tried to figure out the best way forward in terms of making things right, or as right as they could be, for Pxie. In that conversation, we spoke about things I could do to alleviate the toll on Pxie's mental health. I took StraighterAid's suggestions and presented them to Pxie. I explicitly offered to help her financially, having had it communicated to me that she was also under financial pressure while dealing with this matter. Pxie responded, stating that whatever price she would ask for would be too high and would only result in making her feel worse. This is an older screenshot from our conversation. It appears she has since deleted only that message, as it's no longer in our current conversation history. Later, in a conversation with StraighterAid, she told me that Pxie seemed to want me to cover her entire tuition for law school. Others told me that Pxie thought it would be appropriate for me to pay her anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million. At no point did Pxie make a specific or explicit request for financial compensation. I think sometime on December 13th, Pxie unfriended me on Discord. It became clear that no amount that I agreed to would be satisfactory by nature of the fact that I agreed to it. Third parties communicated that the point of any financial compensation would be to punish me. That language was incredibly frustrating to hear secondhand. I had already shown a willingness to make things right as best I could. I had spent time talking to mutual friends of ours with the intent to help address concerns with her mental health and suicidal thoughts, the sincerity of which I genuinely believed. I was objectively harmed by this situation and was actively seeking to find a resolution that worked well for everyone. I'm not sure where Pxie got this idea that she needed to financially punish me. In this text message, Pxie reiterates that she doesn't want criminal penalties for me, just big financial ones. Some of my most personal messages have gone out to the world because of what happened, including multiple incredibly explicit videos of mine, many of which have been forwarded to family members and colleagues. Information has come out which has irrevocably damaged my personal relationships. This saga has been a nightmare for all parties involved. Her accusation that I likely used a proxy to widely distribute this material while claiming deniability is extremely hurtful. I flat out cannot believe that anyone would think I intentionally leaked this material to the public. I increasingly felt uncomfortable by the language being used regarding financial punishment and wanting to teach me a lesson, along with constant references to the precariousness of someone's mental health, text messages. It no longer felt productive to engage in these conversations. As is well documented at the start of this, I was completely willing to make things right with Pxie. At this point, I just tell people close to me that if Pxie wants to pursue legal actions against me, she's always free to do so, but I don't feel comfortable talking to her or about her, until at the very least my current legal actions have run their course. It has been brought to my attention that Pxie has now tried to re-add me as a friend, but I have ignored these requests. I've never told anyone what they can or cannot speak about, and I've always left that option open to them. Despite what some people have said, I've never threatened Pxie with litigation or NDA'd anyone. My goal was to respect the wishes of the people who have been affected by the leak. Pxie has now stated her intention to sue me and is fundraising for that. I do not believe I have violated any laws, and since Pxie has made clear what she wants to do, I will have to let the evidence and legal filings speak for themselves. It is unfortunate that it has come to this, but it means that all communications with her or Lauren, who may or may not be representing her, will have to be through counsel.
What are you guys' thoughts on Destiny's response? Let me know in the comments. Hasan reacts to Destiny's allegations and shows that multiple submissions of allegations against Destiny have been removed from this subreddit and questioned what its leadership is doing.
Tapes without her consent to random people. People were apparently deleting it at LSF because one of the moderators on Livestream Fails, the top moderator of Livestream Fail, Stale2000, I believe his username is a Destiny orbiter as well. They have actually maintained control over LSF for quite some time. Okay, Stale used to be a Twitch staffer as well. Back in the day, he was a Twitch staffer, and then he left Twitch. He became a Destiny community orbiter. He's even made videos on me on his YouTube channel as well. And he took over control over LSF in general. Okay, that's why it was no mere accident that so many Destiny clips would keep appearing.
Over the last few days, there have been many posts about the situation Hasan talks about in this clip. We have been consistent in our moderation to this topic, as with all topics. The only removals of posts have been those that break the rules and duplicates. Currently, this post and this post alive on the sub, for example. We will continue to remove posts that break rules, but we will not provide cover for any creator. We think it is in everyone's best interest to be consistent in removing misinformation or clickbait, especially in relation to sensitive topics, and we will do our best. The information control on this has been interesting to watch. The Destiny revenge porn scandal has been going on for months, and if you were only half paying attention, you would have heard about it. Unless you were in Destiny fandom circles, where everything has been kept on lockdown or hushed up, with many daggers only hearing about it for the first time in the past few days. For the ones still remaining, if Destiny committing sex crimes isn't a bridge too far, maybe being information controlled and kept in a bubble, with many people in the online sphere running interference, like some sort of pseudo-cult, might make them take a step back.
Multiple people have gotten leaked Revenge P by Destiny according to JS, and a second public victim, Cherry, where Cherry is moving forward quietly to prevent retaliation by Destiny. I also covered Cherry in my last video. If you guys missed that, the link is in the description.
And well, I think it's mostly, I think she doesn't mind me sharing this, but she's of the opinion that in a lot of these cases, Destiny looks for like the like any possible like attack surface, any vulnerability, and then he attacks that, right? So she's like, I'm not going to post anything. I don't care if people think I'm a liar. I'm just going to the police. I personally have seen stuff, and I am 100% convinced.
That's why I'm not like invested in it yet. I'm waiting to see what happens. There's nothing. There's
yeah,
nothing
but it's
tangible.
like
I can mention that it occurred, but I'm not gonna like. The thing is, I'm not gonna reach out to Cherry and ask her for like an exclusive or something, so I can run it on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna report on it as it comes out. Yeah,
which is fine. But I would say like I'm now aware of I think 3 people who have multiple people receive this audio. I don't even listen. If you received.
Pxie shares his thoughts on Destiny Pxie lawsuit.
Good. TLDR, the claim is that he sent nudes to X random person without her knowledge. X then got hacked. A hacker leaks it. Yeah, I wonder how that works. That's shit behavior though. If allegedly true that you send to somebody pictures of somebody else, that's absolutely boiled. Yeah, that's not okay. That's disgusting. If you get hacked, it's a different thing. But if you send it willingly and then they get hacked, you're still liable. Like, he admits that he showed somebody else. Oh yeah, then cooked then. He's cooked then. Cooked man, Destiny. Cooked.
Elon!